What's good, family? It's your boy, Old Soul J. Listen, most people are not going to see your vision, bro. You have to truly believe in yourself and truly have the self-confidence in order to do something that's outside the box. And it may not be, let's say, like, for example, a simple example as content creation. That may not seem like it's simply outside the box because it's so many people do it, right? That's kind of that's what our generation, that's the norm for our generation. But it is somewhat outside the box because how many people do you know in your personal life who are successful from content creation? The most of us don't know anybody personally that is successful through content creation. So if you're doing content creation, your peers are not going to take it serious until you become successful at it, until the numbers show, because they look at it as a pipe dream. They look at it as a what if, something you want to do. If people really believed in you, then they would support it. But nobody takes it serious. But that's the thing. They're not obligated to. They don't have to take it seriously. This is for you to take serious. You're the only person who needs to take it serious, to create those intangibles, to create that possibility, to create that. Because if not, it will never materialize. You're gonna fall victim to the opinions of others. I'm not here to be who everyone else wants me to be. You're not here to be who everyone else wants you to be. Choose your journey. Learn your lessons. Make your decisions. People have their own opinions, and generally when you're going for something that most people fail at, people will tell you chances are you're going to fail as well. And you know what? If you go by numbers, yeah, most people will fail. You do understand that there are people who make it through. And it's not a chance type of thing. It's not by chance. It's by how badly they wanted it, how consistent they were at doing it, and the talent and the skills that they developed, the work ethic, experience, skills. If you know in your heart that you have the right characteristics, the charisma, the raw talent, the gift of something, if you know that if you truly believe in yourself, you're truly confident, and you're really that, then it's absolutely possible. You just have to let all the other bricks, you have to form all the other bricks. You gotta stack up all the other bricks. You gotta let all the other chips fall into place. But those chips ain't gonna fall into place if you don't get in the flow, in the motion of getting in that flow and that frequency. And the thing is about it, most people don't believe anything until they see it. So you have to see it in your mind's eye before you bring it down to the material, until you bring it to the material, until you bring it to the physical and create that thing, because no one else is going to see that for you. That's the simple truth. They're not gonna see the vision, bro, and you can't take offense to that. You can't blame them for that. You can't expect people to encourage you, to support you, to be happy for you, to believe in you. If they do, great. If they don't, so what? Paths like this, the paths that most don't want to take, that have the highest reward but the biggest sacrifices, are lonely roads, because most people aren't going down those roads. Most people are too afraid of failure. But what does every successful person tell you? They failed 1,000 times in order to learn how to be successful. The plan, and I heard this from a successful millionaire as well, I'm not gonna name drop, but he said people are too worried about trying to find out their plan. The plan is just doing, and that's how you figure out what is the right thing for you to do. In other words, you try and you fail. You make the errors by going through the trials, and then you pinpoint the errors and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. Nobody cares about how many times you lost when you won. They don't care about how many times you lose when you win. Nobody cares about how many shots you miss during that game when you hit the game winner. But the beautiful thing about life is the game is never over until we say it is, until we throw in the towel. Now, don't get me wrong, believing in yourself isn't what all that is gonna take for you to make it happen. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be able to find out the errors that you're making and correct them and fix them. But even so, even if you're doing all the right things, until the results start to show, no one is truly going to believe in you, and it's not their fault. Do not blame them. Do not hate on them, because those same people, or at least some of them, when you do get to that position, or when you do start creating big motion, or when you do just achieve those goals, they're going to be the same ones that said, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. Now they're going to be inspired by your story. Now they're going to look to you for advice, when literally you were probably telling them the same things before you started getting the results. You knew it already, but nobody found you tangible. Nobody found you credible. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Can't be mad at it. I mean, I know I wouldn't. When the odds are stacked against you and you decide to go for it anyway because you feel in your heart you have a burning desire and passion, and you know in your heart there's nothing else you'd rather do, you feel like this is the way as opposed to the other options that you have in life, you'd rather do that, you'd rather do this, or you'd rather die trying, that's a brave thing to do. But you have to be capable or willing to not receive any flowers for doing that, because you're not doing it for the recognition, you're not doing it for the validation. You have to have such a strong relationship to yourself that you're doing it to keep the promise to yourself. It's not about other people. Stop thinking that they care and caring what they think. They're just people, and just like how they're just people to you, you're just a person to them. So it's not the end of the world whatever they're thinking, and whatever they are thinking about you, it's probably not as bad as you think it is, or it's probably not as deep as you think it is. And even if it is, so what? So what? Why do we care so much about something that doesn't matter? Especially coming from people who aren't doing what you want to do. They aren't in the field that you're trying to get in, or at least that you're in but you're trying to grow in. They aren't in the position that you want to be in. So their opinion matters even less. The people who are ahead of you in where you want to be, they're only going to support you. They're either going to support you, or they have too much of their own things going on that they probably won't even notice you until you get in their radar. That's just a simple matter of the fact. So understand that when you choose a path, the uncommon path, the unpopular path, and you want to do big things, don't expect anyone to see the vision. You have to be able to hold on to that vision by yourself without knowing how long it's going to take, but understanding that it will all be worth it in the end, as long as you never give up. It sounds cliche, but it's just the real. Never give up and get better every single day. Even if you took 10 steps back yesterday, we can't control the past. Fix that habit. Get better today. Get better tomorrow. That's all I gotta say for today. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm out. You dig?